What's going on, guys? Red Bull Tanker, and welcome to Operation Scarlett, Turn 1 for the British Empire, the Far East Command, and the Anzacs. Alright, so we'll kind of go over what happened in the first round so far. Austria finished up. Austria captured Serbia and took all of the territory on the G40 map that is Yugoslavia now. Austria went up into East Poland and took care of the Russian army there. And that was basically it for the Austrians. For the Russians, all right. The Russians destroyed the Ottoman Navy and the Black Sea. They consolidated here in the Baltic states. They now have 11 infantry and 4 artillery. They also consolidated here in Belarus, Western Ukraine. They have a reserve force here in Bryansk, and they've put some forces in the Caucasus to look after the Ottomans here in Turkey. The Russians also came down from Vladivostok and came down into Manchuria. Manchuria is only worth 2 in this game, not 3. Let's see here. Next. That's pretty much it for the Russians. All right, over to the Germans. Well, the Germans were kind of unlucky so far. They tried one round of combat here in the contested zone of New Guinea, and they lost, so the Anzacs have now taken full control of New Guinea. However, the Russians, they had moved their cruiser squadron in the Pacific off Guam in order to interdict the one German cruiser from Shantung. Interdict them from joining its brethren down here off New Guinea. So instead, the cruiser here and a cruiser from here went and attacked the Russians off of Guam and succeeded at no loss to them. Then the Germans took their garrison off the Caroline Islands and brought them up to help protect Shantung from the oncoming Allied forces. In Europe, German forces in Africa moved into Angola and the Belgian Congo. Unfortunately, like New Guinea, Germany tried for an attack in French Equatorial Africa and lost, which that put IPC into France's hands. Let's see here. What else? Oh, there was a major fleet battle up here in Sea Zone 110. The Germans went in with 2 subs, 3 cruisers, and 3 battleships. 1 cruiser was lost to naval mines. The Brits had a submarine, a cruiser, and a battleship defending. And as you can see, the British force was wiped out at the cost of 1 submarine. Tough rolls for the British. Tough rolls for the British there. And then for France, well, and then basically after combat, Germany just consolidated here in West Germany. West Germany and in Poland. And then dropped their purchases into Berlin. Sorry if it's a little shaky cam. All right, France. France basically spent most of their turn consolidating. They've got a massive force now in Paris. That's 3 blue chips. So that's 31 infantry with like 8 artillery and a fighter. They sent the infantry up into Holland and activated that, put in another 5 infantry and an artillery with them. And then they took some forces. They took a transport from here, came down here, picked up the infantry, 1 infantry from Morocco, 1 infantry from Algeria, came down here to French West Africa with its other where there was 1 infantry already. They attacked the lone German infantry that was there. After 2 rounds, the French succeeded and they didn't lose anything. And then this extra transport came down from over here while the French Navy consolidated here. All right, and that should be everything. So now we'll go over, so we'll kind of go one by one for each group. So first we'll start off with the British Empire in Europe, for here. All right, so they had 24 to spend. They spent all 24. They bought 2 infantry, a cruiser, and a transport. All right, combat this turn. All right, so Britain's got a lot to do. So first, they're going to do a walk-in. into Southwest Africa with their infantry and artillery. Next, they have 1 infantry, 2 infantry, and 3 infantry coming into the Congo, attacking that lone German infantry. So it'll be 3. So we got 3 at 2 and 1 at 3. So we'll go over to the trusty dice. All right, 3 at 2. Nope, they got the hit. And then Germany, 1 at 3. Germany misses with a 4. All right, so Britain will take the Congo from the Germans. So there's another German territory lost. And I will quickly, let's do that right now, because I need the British pieces. I have to paint these sculpts. I was originally using these historical board gaming infantry sculpts for the Anzacs, but decided to just use them for the Brits because I have different Anzac sculpts. I know they're kind of their World War II ones, but I think they still look good enough even for World War I, even though they don't have a bayonet, but that's fine. Okay, so that's all the current attacks for Africa as of right now, at least for the British Empire in Europe part. And then finally, we're going to do another naval action. Cruisers still go 3, but obviously with the naval base, they get to go 4. So this cruiser is coming 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to join up with that fleet. So I'm just going to quickly try and battle board this a little bit. So let's see here. We have an attacking force of 1 cruiser, 3 cruisers, a sub for 2, and 2 battleships at 4, facing off against a German sub at 2, 2 cruisers at 3, this is the hard part, and 3 battleships at 4. So this is going to be a little tough, but Britain's got to at least try something to clear the channel. Alright, so first off, rats. Okay, we have the 1 sub at 2. Miss. Alright, then we got 3 cruisers at 3. Ooh, 1 hit. And then the 2 battleships at 4. God, only 2 hits for the Brits. Okay, the Germans have 1 sub at 2. Wow, okay, hit. 2 cruisers at 3. This is not good. And 3 battleships at 4. And so the Germans got 4 hits to the Allies 2. So obviously for the Germans, they're going to take 1 hit on this battleship and then 1 hit on this one. For the Brits, it's 4 hits. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Rats. Jeepers creepers. I think we're gonna have to retreat. Yeah, we're gonna have to retreat. So Britain is going to retreat, and they are going to retreat back to Sea Zone 9. Yeah, I'll put them in Sea Zone 9. Now I just have to get the burning sculpts for so you have 2 battleships that are burning, so I'll get a second battleship piece. Or actually, if anything, I'll do this, at least for now, to symbolize that there are 2 battleships that are currently burning in Sea Zone 9. And then I'll do it for the Germans as well in Sea Zone 110 to show that there are 2 German battleships burning. Although I'll have to get another German battleship sculpt to show that 1 is not burning. So, 1 second. not a good day for the British Navy. Okay, non-combats for the Brits, or non-combats for the European Brits. Okay, first off, these guys in Ontario are coming to Quebec. That's an artillery, so I'll have to get an artillery sculpt for that. 1 second. Oh, and my British sculpts over here. Okay, next, this infantry artillery is going on this transport. This transport is going to Sea Zone 109 to offload in London. Right? Yes. Okay. And then finally, the transport here off of Egypt is going to go 1, 2, 3 to Sea Zone 80. All right. So then deployment for the Brits. The cruiser and transport in 109 plus 2 more infantry in London. Oh, it's getting pretty crowded there. I'll have to fix that up. All right, over to the Far East Command. All right, so combat, Far East Command. This infantry and artillery is going on this transport covered by the cruiser, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3. They are going to land in Tanganyika. However, that will be just like Axis Allies Global 1940. This will become a British territory. So that'll be +1. That'll be 1 more for the British, which actually the Brits are supposed to go up 2, so the Brits will go up 3, and the Germans will go down. The Germans will go down 3. So real quick. Okay, so the Brits go up 3 from 24. Germans go down 3 from 29 to 26. All right. All right, and that's the only Far East Command assault. And then obviously these units now get transferred over to the British European Command. All right, non-combats. This battleship is going to go 1, 2, 3. 2 infantry and an artillery are going to come to West India. Oh, whoops, I forgot a couple attacks. Duh, I'm sorry. All right, so next, another attack, Yunnan. And then also the forces in Guangdong are going to go up to Kiangsi. Now, these 2 will actually be worth IPC. Most of the rest of China is not worth anything. All those ones are actually zeros. But there are certain, mainly the coastal Chinese territories actually have will actually have a value. So that is going to be +2 for the Far East Command. And I gotta put 2 markers there. And then let's see here. I think that's it for the Far East Command. So then we will deploy. They're deploying 1 infantry and a transport over to the Anzacs now. They didn't spend, like I said, they had 5 IPC. They're not spending anything. They have 1 combat this turn. They're going to take this infantry and artillery on this transport guarded by this cruiser. And they're going to go 1, 2, 3. They're going to come up to Java and secure that, which Java is not worth 4. So give me a second while I check my charts and stuff. Alright, so Java is also worth just 1 IPC in this game. No real money islands in this Global 1914. So that's going to be +1. The Anzacs. So they are now up to 7. And then, other than that, they don't have any non-combats. So, yeah, they don't have any non-combats. Oh, I haven't even been collecting income for the other 2. Rats. Okay, well, that's all right. Okay, so, at the end of everybody's turn, all right, so Britain will collect 27. 25, 26, 27. The Far East Command will collect 11. 10, 11. And the Anzacs saved 5, and they will collect another 7. So that'll be, the Anzacs will have 10, 12 IPC for next turn. All right, so that is it for the Brits and the British and their dominions, and we'll see you guys next time for the United States. So until then, guys, as always, take care.